do a lot of lecturing, but sometimes I have to let you two or three as a group really use this time resourcefully. So I have this font. I'm going to take this and turn this into an outline. And once it's in an outline, if you use the direct selection tool, you could expand this type. So let's say you wanted to maybe round the edges, soften up. This is impact 211 point. You could pull these shapes out by double clicking them. So maybe you want to turn them into a leaf. You know, you could work with these Bezier curves and kind of create more of that organic look that I think you're trying to find. So this might be an option of what you could do to your type. So you can add anchors. So you might even consider making your own type. So I had to add an anchor so that I could pull this out without that whole thing pulling out. But maybe this is something that you would want to try, is to make your own font. What do you think of this idea or concept? You think it might work if you took a font and sort of created your own like organic look to it?
What if we got like a type and then we take like we trace some of the leaves and we just add them to the type?
Yeah, what if we did that
from the tree
with the foliage pattern in it?
Absolutely.
We can do that too, yeah.
Yeah, that would work. You could take, make leaves like this, and then turn them, like use the Pathfinder tool, and then group them, right? You would highlight them both and then group them so that they're now one object. You still have the ability to click on these, so if I didn't like this look here with this extended out, I could still bring this back in. So this is like an option for you to be able to make your, you know.
I just don't want it looking like tacky. I don't know. I feel like if I like tried to make my own font, I did not. I feel like I did really bad making the font for that one class. And like time wise, are we gonna be able to? And I got it played, so I'm gonna download it.
Well, you have next week really too, but you're supposed to have your mini book done as well. So
when?
Right, that's why I'm like.
Well, you want to stay on track with the weeks for this class. So Kai, I gave you some feedback with your
What
that you just made for the class.
Oh, okay.
So
when is that book due?
The end of week 4 at 11:55, as well as your poster. So your poster and your group portfolio are due next week.
What poster?
The poster with that this logo is going to go on to announce the fact that you're having a portfolio show.
Are we doing it together?
Yeah, that's a team project. That was the directions were given to you in week 2. You have to have a poster for the show. And the poster goes out to the public to announce your portfolio show. We have to put it out early enough for it to be in the publications. They need about a 30 to 40 day lead time. So
no, but we haven't even talked about it. So you want us to get it done in like how many days?
I'm having trouble downloading your AI file. Can you compress it?
You're gonna have that done by next week. So like next week, Thursday the 6th, that poster is going to be converted to a PDF file and it's going to be sent out to the public.
We haven't. My thing is, we haven't even like.
We got the logo. step. All you have to do is announcing the portfolio show. You put your graphic in there that you've worked on today in last class, and you answer the who, what, where, when, why, right? Who it is, your names, when it is, and how the links that people will go to see your site. So this little mini booklet, right? Look, am I still sharing my screen? You guys can see this?
Yeah.
Watch. We're in InDesign, right? We have to make this little book, correct?
Yes.
So you're going to make this, it's going to be your 4-page book. It's going to be a landscape letter. So go ahead, if you can launch InDesign and make a landscape letter, 2 pages front to back. Right? You've been watching the videos at the new.
With the bleeds and stuff.
Yeah, we'll do the 1.25. We're gonna need a. No, you don't need margins for this. So this is going to be a print. It's going to be an 8.5 by 11 letter. This is your book. So it's going to be 2 pages. And we can, the column here will be a 1 column. Margins mine are set at 0.5 because I'm always a half an inch in. I could drop that down to, a 1/4 inch, 0.25. You just don't want your artwork going off the edge, right? So this is sort of like your buffer.
You do have the margins?
You know what? What the margins will do is just give you those lines, the pink lines, so that your work doesn't go off the edge, right? Just stay within the edge of your artwork, right? So when I set this up as portrait, I have to set this up as landscape. So I'm going to go back in here, print. The important part right here, the landscape. I want 2 pages. The margins, it really doesn't matter. You're just not going to have your artwork. So here's your book. You're going to use your rulers, right? Use your rulers. You're going to click, drop, and drag, and drop a line at the 5.5 mark. 5.5 and 5.5 is 11. If you want to, for your fold, just come in a 1/4 inch on either side to make that as a gutter, right?
Okay.
So that's non-printable. On this side of the panel on the page, you're going to add your artist statement. Why are you a graphic designer?
So like the first page was like the college information, right? And then the second page,
No,
when you're
this is your first page. This is your artist statement. And this is where it's going to be your name. So I'll do Williams.
We've started that already, Miss Winky, 2 classes ago.
Correct. You guys have to figure out what your type will be so we have the same type. So if you all say, well, I want to do our names in Broadway, if you all say Broadway is the font, right? Well, I don't have Broadway, but what font could we use? Now that's embarrassing, right? Not to have a font and talk about it. But if I wanted a certain font on this, say Bodini, everyone's going to be the same. So everyone will say, well, we're all going to be Bodini at 72 point.
Well, what do you think? I don't really, as long as it's legible, I guess,
But you have to come up with the same font, right?
Yeah.
Bodini bold. So everyone is Bodini bold. Everyone puts their name in the upper left-hand corner. so that they look the same. And then we have the artist statement. And then you have your little graphic, your logo, right? So here's your logo here. And that logo could be any logo that you've created, right? Then this is page 1 for you. So if you have to, you could write out page 1, right? We did this in the very first day with here's our 1. This is going to be page 2 and 3.
Should we make the paragraphs and the artist statement just Bodini book then instead of bold to keep it consistent?
It's up to you. If that's what you agree on, that's, you two can agree on it. He just has to follow along.
I have OG. What font is Mother?
Bodini, B-O... Oh, what the heck? It's gone on me. It was here. Hang on.
Yeah, that's a tough font for some reason, even on mine. It's a Bodini 72.
BODONI 72.
Oh, yep, I have that.
So here, this is where you're going to insert your graphics, right?
Should we do the page numbers on the master?
Well, you don't need to put folios in there because people are going to know that it's your look, right? So to define your look, you guys could each do CMYK. Someone could be yellow, magenta, cyan.
No. I know you meant that. I meant the page numbers, so it would just do it for us in the same spot.
We'll indicate that this will be, this is what I would suggest. You don't have to do it. But I would suggest you all grab a color bar. So we'll say that William's yellow. And this will work.
Blue?
You can be cyan, and then Kaya can be magenta. Just make a box up at the top. Everyone get the same size. Copy paste it. This box will go on your 2 pages at the very top. So then you're each divided by a color.
How wide is your box?
Good question. I made this box 1.67. I'm sorry, it's the height of it is 0.81. 0.81. 0.81. So drag your mouse down to 0.81. It's actually,
it's 0.81.
You just, when you're dragging your boxes down a little, the width and height will pop up.
You can also type it. Once you click it, if you go up to the top left, type it in the one that says H.
Yeah, right here. It's the height.
Okay. 0.8161. Okay.
Yeah. So it is 0.8161. So then everyone's will carry the color, that'll all make you look the same. And William, he could also, other things you can do to discern like who you are as individuals. So this is in Bodini and it's at 47 point. I don't know if you like that type. You might say, I don't like it. I don't want it to look that way. That you guys have to come up with your theme. But everyone will have like the same look. And then I'll help you guys with the cover, right? I'll help you, because you're making the graphics for the cover. I'll help you with the poster next week. Answer the who, what, where, when, why. We'll put the artwork in, and then we'll rescale it for the cover, and then I'll do the blurb for what the program is all about. And we'll do something creative with the 3 CMYK graphics on the back. So I'll help you guys with this book for the cover part. You will have your input, but I'll help do the work, so it's not just you guys pulling your weight. So in here, then what I would suggest that you do is everyone go to, you want to get your Adobe graphics because you'll put these in your the Adobe Creative Cloud symbols, right?
Oh yeah, I already have those. Yep.
So everyone make sure that they're like the same ones. So you just go to image and you want to get these one at a time, right? So you'll get your AI.
Can I just send? Well, I could send the ones I had if you want.
Yeah, send them to me, to William, to Blake,
Yeah.
and then everyone has the same set. Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect.
I'll send it now.
So am I just picking what graphics I like and then just popping one in for each page?
What I would recommend is you could do a Photoshop page, an InDesign page, and a Illustrator page, right? To showcase your work. So this mini book then will be blown up for your big one.
For my big one?
Yeah. So here you might want to say that you're doing logos. Yeah, because you're going to do an 8.5 by 11, right? Folded book. It'll be on 11 by 17, but it'll be folded at 8.5 by 11. So then, look, this stuff here, so you're going to call this file save as, you're going to call it your GRAD250. This will be your portfolio show book. Okay, and I'll call this the mock-up because this is not real. I have real ones. And then what you'll do is watch. Once you get that one done, here's your new document. You're then going to make this tabloid size in inches, 11 by 17 landscape, and you'll do, say, 4 pages because it's got to be an even number. You'll drop your lines in at 8.5, and then what you'll do is just take this information. So you'll highlight this stuff, and then you'll paste it in here, and then just increase it, right, to fit the size. Then you only have a couple more pages to do. This class is very simple if you understand the concept that you're just repeating your information. In this one, though, you'll be creating your resume. So there'll be a day that we just work on resume. So then William started his page 1. You'll have 4 pages in theory started. You'll only have to do 2 more pages or 4 more pages for your whole book. You'll elaborate it because it'll be your bigger book, but one of those pages will be your full resume. So like on here, William will start his book. The next page will be this page, and then that's where the resume will go. If you want to start off right away, because this is how you will, you know that this page is reserved for the resume that we're going to build. And it'll be a step-by-step. You can follow what I give you exactly, so everyone's will look the same, or you can do your own thing. But we're going to build them in Illustrator because they're going to look really cool. And then here, Kaya sent our logos out, right?
Mm-hmm. Now you have to crop the Photoshop logo one, but I've just been using that one. Those, at least.
Yeah, this is excellent. So here's the logo. Download all. You'll have a Photoshop page, Illustrator page, or InDesign, and then Illustrator. So the InDesign pages, you can just do screenshots of like that Buffalo Sabres booklet. Do screenshots in the print preview so you don't see the lines. And it'll look really cool. Oh, you zipped them too?
Oh, are you talking about Blake's? Because I had to get them zipped.
Okay, so I didn't. I could just go through here and say this is my Photoshop page. So go. So when you're building your mini book, you're building your.
For our own or for.
Yeah, well, they're pretty much going to be the same, right?
My own personal portfolio looks a lot different than this style,
Well,
but this is for the mini book.
Right, but your pictures, your images should be the same, right? You're not.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I just put everything over break. I put like stuff I did so far.
Perfect. So you're ahead of the game. So if you already started this, then you're. So if everyone says we'll put our Photoshops or our graphics in the opposite corners, right? You can decide where you want to put these. They fit in here. And then you're. So I just pasted the same one over and over again. But then I can go in here and put my InDesign and make that fit, and my Illustrator. Well, InDesign is not. Oh, these weren't. So we'll have to make them a little bit smaller because I'm going to try to get them all at the same size.
Do you think we should do so? We start like InDesign and Illustrator on the second page, right? So InDesign's the second page, Photoshop's the third page, and
Yeah, I mean, Photoshop. I'm going to end with Photoshop. I put it on the front cover. It should have been on the back. Right, because the first one is just your graphic or whatever you want to put up there. You just want to sort of have a theme. I don't know. You guys can decide what you want. What size do you want, or what placement do you want?
It doesn't matter to me. Kaya, what do you think?
I'm not really picky or anything. I like it in the corner so it doesn't like. I guess I like it in the corner because then it doesn't like overcrowd your graphic. I don't know.
So this way you have a start, right? This gives you a starting point. So this is your Adobe Creative Cloud booklet. So you could even put the Adobe Creative Cloud symbol up here on the very first one. Then these symbols, right? You just pop them in your other book. Like if you already have that open, this is your bigger book. You're not reinventing the wheel. You're just going to try to. And then some of these pages could be what you did for like marketing or advertisement. So some could be, it depends on, you don't have to have these broken up into three, right? You could have, well, I did this to market, or your internship page. You guys got some good internship projects. You might want to have a page for your internship, like what you did for them. Or one page is for marketing, right? You did this for typography, and you use multiple programs. So if you use multiple programs, so say you have a project where you use Photoshop and you used Illustrator. So here, and if I got what you could do is So here's a lily pad on blue, right? I did lily pads and your original one is just going to be fun, yours. But you could still use the same concept. But really, you could do whatever you want. And you could put backgrounds in.
And how many images do you suggest on each page?
I guess you have to do it till it looks the way you want it to look, right?
Okay, because
So-
like if we have our own personal one, that's gonna have more anyways. So I was just curious, like what?
Yeah, do the rules that you do? You can put the curved edges. You can put the effects on it by a drop shadow. So you kind of want to pizzazz them with your layout too, right? So
Yeah.
So you could sort of pull this off where it's a colorful little booklet, So use your technique, and then in here you just say, this is an example of color correcting. Cropping and using editing tools to manipulate the image for the client. So on some of these, I was the client, right? So they're school projects. So however you want to word that, and then make sure you spell check. So you always do Command I, right? And no paragraph. You just sort of, and then you have to decide what you guys. Well, no, because this is your individual one. You don't have to decide on the font look unless you wanted to. Work together still as a team to make it even look similar. But that's not necessary for this project. So does this make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're over time. I kept you longer than where we're at. So
And is this due Thursday then, just so we have time?
oh yeah, it's due next Sunday night. So you have time. Your big book is not due until week 7. Your mini book is due at the end of week 5. So um, that poster should be released.